Now, concussion is any period of unconsciousness, even if it's only for a couple of seconds, caused by a violent impact to the head or the neck. The Lindros family front and center these days, trying to make people aware of the seriousness of this type of injury. They say nothing had a greater impact on Eric in his hockey career than the retirement of his brother Brett because of a concussion a couple of years ago. Now, a player in the AHL who can speak firsthand about this is Terry Ryan of the Fredericton Canadians.
Terry Ryan has gone full circle. He was born in Newfoundland, went coast to coast to play in the Western Hockey League, and now has returned to the East Coast to play with Fredericton in the AHL. But he owes his career to his mom and dad, who quit their jobs and moved the family so he could pursue hockey.
Definitely. I can't thank them enough for what they did. I can't say enough about it. My dad playing pro hockey and playing Major Junior himself, he kind of knew what I had to do. He knew I had to go away, and he knew I had to get some exposure.
Terry's career hit a brick wall, so to speak, when he suffered a concussion playing hockey in junior.
As an 18-year-old, I'm 20 now. When I was 18 in the Western Hockey League, I took a hit and I had a pretty bad concussion, but I never let it heal right. And I kept playing hockey, and during the summer I kept, riding the bike and kept running and kept playing hockey. And I went back to camp and I noticed every hit I was taking just felt, I felt dizzy, and so nothing particularly happened last year. It was just a carryover from the year before, and the fact that I didn't let it rest enough. And finally I had to sit out for 3 months. I talked a lot to Pat LaFontaine, and that kind of settled me down when I realized what he was going through. And, finally, like I say, it went away, and I hope, please God, it doesn't come back.
Last season was a complete washout for the first-round draft pick of the Montreal Canadiens. He even contemplated retirement.
I feared for my career that, something could happen, and something like that, could keep you out. That's not something you want to mess with. You don't want to mess with your life or anything. So I was kind of nervous, and finally, like I said, I went back to Red Deer, and everything was fine after that.
This season, Ryan is back, and after a slow start, it's all coming back.
Oh, it's going great. First of the year, it actually took me a little bit to get back in the swing of things. I think first 14 or 15 games, I had like 1 goal, and it wasn't going great. But people were asking me about it, and I said, hey, I'm just happy to be playing hockey. Like last year, I wasn't even playing. This is minor. It's taken me a while to adjust to the league, but it's not half the battle that last year was. Last year, I thought I might never play hockey again. So I'm enjoying it, and I'm realizing how much fun it is to play hockey once again.
And Ryan's holding nothing back. He's willing to hit, stick his nose in. The pressure of being a first-round draft pick seems far away.
When I first went to Montreal, I first saw the pressure when I was 18. It was pretty amazing. You're a first-round draft pick there, and you definitely don't want to disappoint.
Ryan's career seems back on track, and everyone's hoping his memories of hockey remain bright, like his first return trip to Newfoundland.
My first game at home, I scored the winner, and the fans gave me a standing ovation. So it was the first time I'd ever played at home since I was 14, and I was pretty pumped about it. It was definitely one of the biggest games in my whole career when I went back to play my first game at home, and I'll never forget it.
It's become an increasingly alarming story the last couple of years. A number of NHL and AHL players that have suffered serious head injuries and concussions in the field of play. Now, you look at Eric Lindros the last couple of weeks. Of course, he joins his brother Brett, who had to retire very prematurely because of the number of concussions he suffered. Also